Hey everyone, Waddler-D here. This is an update video letting you know what's going on with this game, and particularly just the channel in general. I am really sorry for not having videos up for the past, I want to say, month and a half, but good news is that this modification, aka ROM hack, is near completion. The only thing I really need to do at this point is basically go over everything with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that there are no bugs that could possibly cause me grief and grief for you as well in the future, because that is the last thing I want to give you guys. It's just a hack that's broken, because this hack has been pretty much on and off worked on for 10 freaking years at least. And I want to send this off right. So this is basically the last thing that I had to do. And Culex was basically the final boss of scripting, because this was one of the most difficult fights to finally figure out how to do. In terms of like just making sure everything works properly, making sure that it's difficult enough, making sure that Culex doesn't run out of freaking FP through the middle of the fight. And at the end of the day, though, I feel like I have a perfect super boss for everybody in this modification, because it's hard. It is certainly the most difficult fight in the game, but it's not ridiculously hard in that you don't have to be like level 50 to beat this boss. I'm level 36, and I've been able to beat it at least once. And I will just say this, the reason why I felt that Culex needed a lot more of a buff is because of, and why the game needed some balancing, is because of two accessory and some armor. These two pieces of equipment made this fight very, I wouldn't say trivial, but it certainly lessened the threat. And those two pieces of equipment are the lazy shell and the safety ring. The fact that you have two accessories, or two pieces of equipment that can neutralize any spell that has an element, makes this fight kinda easy. So you could just put a freaking lazy shell on Peach, make her absolutely invincible to everything, and make this fight kinda lame in some respects. Or you could put the safety ring on Mario, make him vulnerable to everything, and then have him go to town with the crazy shell, or in this case, the lazy shell. And it's just like, wow, really? Here's the change. You saw all those crystals actually are protected, and they will counter you for being not observant. And it hurts. I mean, they don't do a minuscule amount of damage, even though that is kind of weak. But don't worry, they get stronger and stronger in terms of doing attacks. Sometimes they might do stronger attacks, sometimes they might just whittle you down like this. But all the crystals are protected at the beginning of the fight, and that's all you really need to know. And damn it, I brought the crazy shell with me. Well, gonna hit you. Oh, that's a good start. So here's how things work in this fight. Crystals get activated, and by that, basically you can actually start doing damage onto them. Do you know how about you do the honors here? After we live through this, thank goodness we have that on Peach. Yeah, there are accessories in the game that basically make you immune to one element. So in this case, Peach has a Frosty Touch, and Geno has a Galvanizer, which makes him immune to thunder, but also makes him do thunder damage with his attack. So that's one of the things you should consider bringing to the fight, having some sort of immunity or some protection from damage from these damn things, because you're going to be taking a lot of magic elemental damage. And the last thing you want to do is have no protection against that. Also, the lazy shell is very helpful for this fight, mainly because it gives you like it kind of messes with the turn order a bit if you have the lazy shell on, because then you are slower than the crystals, but that means you get a turn before Culex, or at least a character that can act before Culex. So it's a kind of an interesting sort of situation. And it does have some strategy to it that allows you to do something in regards to that. So, my suggestion, if you do this fight at all, please, for the love of God, kill the crystals. That was a really bad time attack. Because the crystals are the most dangerous part of the fight still. But that doesn't mean that they are the most dangerous enemy on the screen. Culex is by far the most dangerous thing on the screen right now. Like, these crystals are doing piddly damage to the 100 plus that Culex likes to dish out regularly. And that's pretty much what I wanted this fight to be. I wanted Culex to work with the crystals more. I wanted Culex to be more of a threat and not have this whole barrage of failure where it's like, oh, Culex ran out of FP. Well, I guess this fight's over now. And you killed all the crystals too? Man, this fight's literally done. And it's just a 5-minute mop-up job. Very boring fight, gotta say. Oh, that's gonna hurt. And it's a very complicated script. Like, basically what's happening here is you have Culex spending about... Like, every turn, Culex is determining what crystals to activate by a random number generator. And shit. Not to mention also figuring out what attacks to kill you with, which is random, But the strategy here is to take out the crystals and make Culex pay. But there are some things you gotta keep in mind, though. Culex does have super attacks, and they do hurt. One I need to actually modify a bit to make it even more dangerous. Yeah, that's how evil I am. Trying to make this final boss, or this super boss, like, something... Oh my god, can you stop? That's also where the freaking physical attacks that Culex throws at you is some of the most annoying things in this fight, because you just don't know when it's coming, and then when you do, it's too late. You have to anticipate it, basically. Oh, there's a shredder. Still not dead, Crystal. Gotcha. Oh, Peach, throw some nukes. That's not what I wanted to do. That might be killing everyone. Yep. Yep. That's one thing I'll watch out for. One thing I watch out for. Culex does like to do those party attacks. But I gotta say, guys, it's been great finally getting this hack to the way I want it to be, and all these accessories and equipment, they're going to definitely get a little bit... Wow, I had some of the worst equipment on, it seems. Or wait, maybe that's just a save. But yeah, I'm going to try to get this modification all ready to go by the end of next week. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the game one last time. Kind of like in a private session, just to make sure there's no more bugs, because the last thing I want to have is like freaking Mega Smilax not dying because of something that happened. And I'm going to make sure that it's going to be set up patched properly. So, for example, I'm not going to have two versions of it where there's an unheadered broken patch or whatever. I just want to get this out, and I want to get it out correctly. And in the meantime, guys, if you guys have not played the original Super Mario RPG, I incredibly, highly recommend you do so, because it is a pretty damn good RPG by its own right. I mean, the work that Squaresoft done on this game is just admirable. It's got everything that you would really want out of a Mario game. And it introduces some iconic characters that people still talk about and love to this day. And it is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I mean, I played this game about 200 times, it feels like, or beaten it 200 times. And to finally get this work done and out to you all so you guys can have a little bit more of a refreshed experience fighting bosses with new scripts having a little bit more challenge behind it and more balance, where, for example, Bowser. Let's show off Bowser real quick. Let's get his face out in the open. Don't mind the 377 HP, but look at Bowser's specials. He actually has the strongest 2 specials in the game. Just to let you guys know, he has a magic power attack, or like a special attack of 99 magic power. And then he has this thing, which is, I mean, it doesn't ignore defense, as I was thinking before, but it does do a whole lot of damage. It has pretty much the strongest magic power of any attack in the game when it comes to single targeting from your allies. Like, Bowser is, like, stacked now, and these 2 things should not be ignored either, because they actually are effective. Not to mention Bowser's specials cost the least. Everybody else has, like, double digits. But Bowser just uses up 9. That's the most costly attack that he has, so it's just my way of saying, guys, that this modification is really ready to go. And for those that love Geno, I definitely made him better again. Like, for example, this actually, you can time it to some degree. It's 5 frames as opposed to 2, which I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. And I half the flower point usage, because I really did not like Geno, apparently, for some reason. Or at least I didn't like how he was broken in the original. And this has its good old nice killing you timing. And it does help against the Culex fight, just letting you know. So, guys, I think I'm going to leave it here, and next time we talk about this game, it will be released. That is the idea. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a little bit of a video series where I just talk about all the bosses and how you take care of them, and pretty much give you the statistics on everything in this game. Because I want everyone to have a good time with it and know exactly what they do if they're having any trouble. So, thanks for watching, have a great day, and adios.